What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's about 2:10 where I'm at, and been on YouTube for a little bit, watching some streams, and I noticed some chat going on about a post from Kabam Mike over on the forums, and really wasn't quite understanding what was going on, so I jumped over to the forums. And if you have not read this yet, there's some big news coming out. Looks like there's some big sweeping changes taking place in the overall play of the characters. There's a lot of animations and changes and things being made. And I started to read through this, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do this live, quote unquote. I'm gonna kind of walk through this, for the first time with you guys. So I read through this a little bit, and I would suggest if you have not read this, because I'm by no means an expert on any of this. I've spent all of 2 minutes reading it, but there's a lot of changes coming that you need to be aware of. There's several paragraphs here at the top. Basically, what has happened is there are a couple of characters that are completely dominating, and everyone's aware of this, completely dominating Alliance Wars, Alliance Quests. People who have the ability, and I say people, but it's basically Scarlet Witch. You've got a character who can stun, regen, debuff, power lock, power steal, and for all endgame material, she's just way too powerful. And I don't know really how I feel about it. I mean, they should have never made her that powerful to begin with, but basically all we have done as players is just taken advantage of the character, built critical rate teams, critical damage teams around her to increase her effectiveness. But I knew at some point they were probably going to be addressing this, and it looks like that point has come. And I'm sorry if I'm just kind of rambling on here. This is all kind of hitting me as I'm reading through it again the second time. But essentially what has changed is they're going from a percentage-based stat system to a flat value system. Basically, you're just going to have a number. All characters are going to have a number. Your critical rate is going to be, let's say, 100. Your armor is going to be 250. Whatever it is, it's no longer a percentage that you're going to see. It's a number. And as you add synergies and as you add masteries, that number, instead of increasing, 10% on top of 10% on top of 10%, or whatever it is, when you're stacking your synergies, it's going to continue to add a number, and the higher the number gets, the less value, the less impact that number has. So, for instance, from 0 to 100 on your critical damage is a huge percentage. But to then stack a bunch of synergies to take that from 100, to, let's say, 200 is not going to be that big of a leap. So I think they're trying to keep people from building these huge critical rate teams like we were doing before. Which, there's a couple of additional stats here, as you can see, that are being added. You got armor penetration, critical resistance, block penetration, and challenger rating, which I read challenger rating like 10 times, and I'm not sure that I completely understand it. This is a new rating and system that affects all champions. Taking a champion with a higher challenger rating into a fight against a champion with a lower challenger rating will see your champion's stats increased while theirs fall. Challenger ratings are based on the rank and rarity of each champion. So I guess basically when you go into the game, if your challenger rating is higher than theirs, you get an increase in your stats. And I guess that challenger rating is based on how rare your character is. Rank and rarity. I'm not sure how they're going to determine rarity. I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting one. Let me just read through here. Aside from the updates to the flat value system, synergies and masteries will not be undergoing any major changes at this time. How will it impact champions more specifically? And this just kind of walks through what I was talking about earlier, right here. Some of the champions in this list are heavily utilized, but are in inadvertent easy mode, which I get. But this is where I started to get really excited, and I stopped. I ran over and I grabbed my microphone, and I wanted to kind of walk through this with you guys. I love to see changes to characters, to character models, to the way they play. When you've been playing the game, for hours every day for 2.5 years. It's just exciting whenever you see a lot of these characters that you've been hoping and praying to see changes to finally take place, which I only read down to Doctor Strange, so anything past that, I really have no idea what's going on here. Um, Abomination, Ant-Man, not a whole lot there. Um, Black Bolt now is armor break on all special attacks, all ranks and rarities. There's that rarities again. That's going to be interesting. Black Panther increased critical hit, increased bleed damage. Yeah, he's a Black Panther. I think is a really cool character, but he just has very little use in the game right now. Doctor Strange increased the buff cycle from 7 seconds to 9 seconds. Reduce the power gain over time. Wow. So it's a fixed lifesteal. Change lifesteal to a flat health recovery for each landed attack. Man, I'm so interested to see what that's going to be. I bet it's hardly nothing that you get back as far as regeneration. Man, I hate this. Doctor Strange, I don't think was as easy mode as everybody made him out to be. There was a lot of timing. There was a lot of skill, I think, involved in playing Doctor Strange right. Anybody could run in there and wait till an S2, but I think it really took a lot of skill to be able to get him right. Groot now gained cruelty buffs. Still don't see myself using Groot. Hulk, new animations. Oh, thank God. New animation for a special attack 1. The chance to trigger Fury now increases the lower Hulk's health is. That's cool. Increased physical resistance. Hulk can now trigger Fury when attacking. Oh, that was always so stupid to me. He could only gain Fury when he was being hit. These two Furies will stack together. Oh, wow. He's gonna hit really, really hard. Special attacks now have a chance to stun. Oh, that's so awesome. Man, I can tell you what, I'll be looking to take him to rank 5 here pretty quick. Iron Patriot, increased signature activation. Okay, hold on, timeout. Timeout. Like, IP is probably one of the worst characters in the game, and you got one line. Like, seriously, increased signature activation health from 10 to 15%. Totally forget that his awakened ability is absolute garbage. No. We're going to give you a little more garbage sprinkled on there. That doesn't make any sense at all. Kamala Khan, increased block proficiency. Again, there's nothing. Magneto punch on special 1 no longer causes bleed. Whatever. Phoenix reduced armor break amount. Increased limit armor break stacks. Increased duration of armor breaks. Lower rate of fury. And you guys are gonna have to read. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I'm trying to skip through and find interesting things. Man, look at all the stuff here for Punisher. New animations, that's awesome. Special 2 now causes bleed. Man, I cannot wait to see what his animations are. That's gonna be really, really cool. He was always such a hard character to get, and when you finally got him, it was so anticlimactic because he's a worse Winter Soldier. There's absolutely no purpose for him. Attacking an opponent that is bleeding has a chance to trigger an additional bleed. Wow. Kind of surprised that they're making him such a bleed character. Maybe he will have like knives and guns and stuff that are causing these bleeds. That's really cool. Here we go. Scarlet Witch, reduce base chance to trigger Veil of Fortune. So Veil of Fortune is her signature ability. If you don't know, anytime you have a critical hit, there's a chance that you're going to gain a buff, which when she's level 99 and you're running a crit team is like every other hit. Reduce stun duration from 3.5 to 1.5. Wow. Reduce regeneration amount from 20% to 5%. Man, they cut that thing way down. I wonder if you can still stack that. Weakness no longer stacks. Reduced amount of damage reduction from weakness. Chance to trigger stun and 5%. Wow, look at that. So, goodbye to your health regen and goodbye to your chance to regen at all. Man. I mean, if they would have just changed this trigger amount down to 5%, I feel like they could have left this 20% alone, but reduce power lock duration from 6 seconds to 4. I mean, it's what had to happen if they're going to try to make, all of these characters equal out a little bit. Spider-Gwen, here we go. Spider-Gwen now switches combat mode by dashing back and holding block. I hate that. Dashing back and holding block is such a garbage. It doesn't work. It's such a pain to play with. Special 1 now grants a large boost to critical hit chance. That's interesting. Trap Spider, increased blah blah blah. Star-Lord signature cap out at 400 hits. Wow. I'm surprised they even made it that high. Armor break no longer stack. Oh my gosh! Armor break no longer stacks. Reduced amount of armor break applied when ability triggers. Fury from signature now triggers. Wow. Man, I don't even have Thor, and I've always wanted to get him. But now, man, that'll be interesting to see. Interesting to see. Increased chance to trigger shock by 100% for Thor Jane Foster. That's, I don't know. I'm getting her this weekend in the getting her awakened in the arena this weekend. Ultron reduced crit chance by roughly half. That was just funny, the way that they presented that. Stoppable Colossus. Stoppable will now simply trigger at the end of the special attack. This is done to increase performance and prevent bugs with the unstoppable triggers. Winter Soldier. Ooh, I just pulled him again as a 5-star. Make him God tier. Let's see. New Special 2 animation. Awesome. But they did new Special 2 animation for Punisher as well. I wonder if they will be the same. Odds are they probably will be. New ability. Ammo Stockpile. Special attacks. Winter Soldier begins the fight with one type of ammo loaded into all his guns. Each time he launches a special attack, he automatically switches to the next ammo type. Winter Soldier can also dash back and hold block for 2 seconds to manually switch ammo. Okay, so what's his ammo? Armor piercing. Winter Soldier ignores all the opponent's armor rating. Holy cow. Incendiary. Winter Soldier incinerates the opponent, dealing energy damage. This also removes perfect block chance and all block proficiency reduces block proficiency by 50%. Hollow point. Any bleed effect triggered during the attack has its duration increased. Wow. That's awesome. I'm just glad to see that they're making changes. It's been a long time coming. Yellow Jacket. The laser blast on special 2 attack animation has been split into 3 separate hits. That's going to be difficult. Difficult to maneuver around, possibly. Each of the laser hits on the special 2 has a chance to trigger a power sting. Match the current special 1. Special 3 now has a 100% chance to trigger power sting lasts for 16 seconds. Wow. Will this have any effect on champions' abilities? While these changes themselves won't have any effect on the abilities of champions, we are taking this opportunity to make one big change. We will be removing ranks from abilities and instead apply the max rank of that ability at all ranks and rarities. This means that instead of having different ranks of Fury or Armor Break as you rank up your champion, their abilities will always match the highest possible ability of the champion. I'm sure that probably is going to scale though as you rank up your champion, just because you're going to have more base damage that you're doing. How will you be easing us into the transition? We know that again, this is all brand new to me, so I'm sorry if I'm fumbling over myself, but we know that whenever a major rebalance occurs in the contest, it changes the way that you would regularly play the game. Okay. To ease all players into the contest and the changes, we'll be issuing a global adjustment package to all active players upon the release of 12.0. This adjustment package includes brand new rank down tickets that can be used to recuperate all of the materials invested to rank up a champion. Players will be given an adjustment package that contains rank down tickets, as well as some other items to better help them prepare for the future of the contest. The package you are given will differ based on a number of factors, including the amount of champions that may be affected and your hero rating. So this is reminding me of whenever they got rid of perfect block chance. It was a couple weeks for you to, if you wanted to sell Magneto, Cyclops, and Black Bolt, which were a lot of people were using that combination for the perfect block chance. Once they changed that, they were total garbage, and they gave people, well, not garbage, but they weren't going to be used anymore like they had been. There were a lot better options, so they gave people the opportunity to sell those champs and get a lot of the stuff that it took to rank them up back. So basically, that would affect, like, if I don't know how different. I mean, Scarlet Witch is going to be way different. I mean, that's the biggest one I can think of. If people are no longer willing, to use her, if maybe they'd be looking to sell her. I can't think of any other big changes, at least that I read, that were negative. I mean, Doctor Strange's health regen is a negative, but outside of that, most of the changes being made there, at least on face value, were all pretty good. Again, this is so reactionary. I mean, this is all brand new. You can read through all this. It looks like if your hero ratings are let me see this right. Hero rating 0 to 2,000. I'm assuming this is talking about. I'm confused. I mean, what characters have a hero rating of 15,000? I don't know. I'll have to read through that again and possibly get a better understanding of it. But I'm just gonna keep moving on. Rank down, yes, after adjustment made the perfect block. Well, there you go. I just talked about that. Each player will be given a limited amount of rank down tickets that they can use as they would like. These will be time bound. Again, that was what I was talking about earlier. There are a few stipulation and edge cases that go along with the system. To rank a champion down, they must be at full level for their rank 550 or 330, etc. Additionally, while you will receive all Catalyst, Gold, and ISO 8 used to rank up most champions, champions that use more ISO 8 and Gold to rank up will only return the amount necessary for a standard champion. So now what? That is the big question. Is that the end of the post? Yeah, it is. The adjustment will take place with the release of our next patch on March the 1st. So that's what, maybe it's about 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks. We realize that this is a huge adjustment and players will take some time to get used to it. We need to reiterate that this change is completely necessary for the future of the game. I totally get that. To give players more time to become accustomed to this change, we will be making a few adjustments to the schedule of upcoming events. Alliance Quest will start 2 days earlier. Alliance Quest and Alliance Wars will be offline for 1 week. Alliance Quest will return on March 6th. No Alliance Combat Mode based event will be running. We'll be introducing a 24-hour level up solo event. That's interesting. We hope these adjustments will make this transition period easier and give players a chance to get used to the new battle realm. The discussion thread for this topic can be found here. Man, that's... I bet there is a lot of people freaking out right now over on that part of the forum. Well, I just wanted to, instead of, a lot of people are going to take time to go through this and kind of give a more complete understanding of what's happening. I just kind of wanted to give you guys my thoughts as I was reading it. Thought that might be kind of interesting. I'm super excited, man. Whenever they make big changes like this, I'm all for it. I've been saying for a long time that I wish that characters that I never play with, like Iron Man or Drax or Gamora. I don't know. There's a Punisher, Winter Soldier, even Ant-Man. I mean, a lot of characters that I have, I only ever play with them when I'm in the arena. They have absolutely no use. So to see a balance, of this magnitude coming to the game. Even though I've got a Scarlet Witch 99 and she is super easy mode and I love her, but I would gladly give her up to bring more balance to the game and be able to have some more variety. I think, again, for the long term of the game, like they said, it's probably the best thing that could happen. All right, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys get the chance to jump over to the forum and read through that. I'll leave a description, or excuse me, a link down below for you guys to get there more easily. All right. Man, I'm excited. Looking forward to this. I'm going to jump over to the other forum and have some fun reading people as they freak out over there. All right, take care. Have a good weekend, guys. Bye-bye.